Weeks back, I broke down every Six Flags Park's best roller coaster. Then I did the same thing with Cedar Fair. Those videos did well, so I followed it up by ranking each Six Flags Park's best roller coaster up against each other. Now you're caught up, and I think you could imagine what's next. Today we're going to be ranking every Cedar Fair Park's best roller coaster from worst to best. Let's get right into it. Starting things off at number 12 is Quicksilver Express at Gilroy Gardens. By default, this is the last place since the park it's at is meant for kids and families, and likewise their best coaster is also pretty tame. Really no surprises, moving on. Number 11 is Steel Force at Dorney Park. This Morgan hypercoaster is a fun ride, but definitely the weakest major coaster on this list. It's a fairly temperamental ride experience depending on how many trim bricks are in use, but the ranking doesn't change no matter what. I enjoy Steel Force for what it's worth, but I think Dorney Park could use something better. Number 10 is Prowler at Worlds of Fun, which is actually a great ride, so I was shocked to see it all the way at the bottom of the list. It has a great layout, great transitions, plenty of airtime, and is quintessential GCI at their finest. If Worlds of Fun really gets that next coaster for their 50th anniversary next year, we'll see if it's able to top Prowler. Number 9 on our list is Renegade at Valley Fair, a pretty similar ride experience to the aforementioned Prowler. Although this GCI isn't based around terrain, it is equally, if not more so, focusing on low-to-the-ground turns and transitions. This ride's layout is excellent, and it doesn't lose any speed unlike many GCI coasters. Again, it's a solid standout ride, but there's a lot of competition in its way. Number 8 is Leviathan at Canada's Wonderland. You know Cedar Fair is good when a 300-foot Giga coaster isn't in the top 7. Leviathan is a speed demon, and I'd highly recommend a ride in the front row. The pacing is really great, and the first half especially is non-stop action. Leviathan would rank a lot higher in most other lists. Number 7 is Ghostwriter at Knott's Berry Farm, which just barely overtakes Leviathan in my overall coaster rankings. This CCI turned GCI mix match takes the best of both worlds from the two manufacturers. Tons of lateral forces, plenty of quick airtime moments, and it rides better smooth for a wooden coaster. I couldn't tell you how many times I've ridden Ghostwriter, but that's not important. What is important is how I never get bored of this awesome ride. Number 6, again narrowly passing Ghostwriter, is Railblazer at California's Great America. If Gold Striker is your choice as the park's best coaster, that's completely understandable, and the rankings do not change. I only chose Railblazer because there's not a single dull moment from start to end. This thing is off the walls intense, the airtime is insanely strong, and it's the whippiest coaster I can think of off the top of my head. Now number 5 is an interesting one, and I'll explain why in a second. Shivering Timbers at Michigan's Adventure is a fantastic standout attraction for this park, yet Michigan's Adventure is widely considered to be the worst major Cedar Fair park. If that isn't ironic, I don't know what to tell you, because this thing looks unreal. It's a monster of a wooden coaster with back-to-back camelbacks the whole way through. It looks like an airtime buffet, and I cannot wait to get on it eventually. Number 4 is Mystic Timbers at Kings Island, which I predict to rank at 4. Point is, as much as I like to say Kings Island is missing a standout coaster, Mystic Timbers still ranked really high. This is widely considered to be America's best GCI, and I believe it. It's like Prowler, but spruced up. No dead spots, just rapid fire airtime, turn airtime, and more airtime. I look forward to getting on this thing at some point. I'm sure I'll really enjoy it. A jump up is number 3, Fury 325 at Carowinds, which is better than any coaster Six Flags has ever built in my opinion, and we're only at number 3. Fury 325 was widely considered to be one of the best coasters in the world when it opened, and while a lot of that hype has diminished over time, I still stand by it. I rode this thing countless times when I visited this park, and each time I came up with a huge smile on my face. It's like they took Leviathan and made it 10 times better. The pacing, speed, intensity, they're all some of the best B&M has ever done. There's no critiques I can really give Fury 325. It's the first of 3 10 out of 10 coasters to make this list. Number 2 is Intimidator 305 at King's Dominion. This is another Giga coaster, but this one built by Intamin and focusing on low-to-the-ground transitions. This ride is a powerhouse, by far the most intense coaster I've ever seen. If you thought the sense of speed on Fury 325 was nuts, Intimidator 305 tries to rip your face off. That display of power is something I can't get enough of, which is why this is my personal favorite coaster on the list. But objectively, number 1 is considered to be Steel Vengeance at Cedar Point. This RMC Hyper Hybrid coaster is a perfect ride. It's a showcase of what RMC can do with almost no spending budget. More airtime than any other on the planet, it's a very long ride and has 2 distinctly different halves. One that focuses on larger elements and one that focuses on smaller, sharper elements. Not only is Steel Vengeance Cedar Fair's crown jewel, but many would consider it to be the world's best coaster as well. So with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to give me a like and subscribe for more content like this in the future. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you very soon. Bye guys.